Pebbles Kid Stories.
The Two Beggars. Mohan and Sohan were two beggars. They used to sit near a temple gate to beg for money and food. Mohan was blind, so he could not see. Sohan was lame, so he could not walk. One day, a rich man came there.
Dear friends, I am having a big feast at my house. I request the both of you to come for lunch.
Mohan and Sohan decided to help each other and go for the feast.
I will carry you on my back if you show me the way.
Sohan agreed. Mohan carried Sohan on his back and both of them went to the feast. They enjoyed the excellent food and returned happily. Moral: we must always help each other. The Clever Cap Seller. One day, a poor cap seller was selling his caps in a small village. He was very tired, so he set down the bundle and fell asleep under a big tree. While he slept, the monkeys from the tree came down, opened the bundle of caps and wore them. After some time, the cap seller woke up. He saw that the monkeys had taken his caps, so he shouted,
Hey! Those caps are mine! Give them back!
The monkeys shouted back, imitating him. This gave him an idea. He immediately threw his own cap on the ground. All the monkeys took off the caps and threw them on the ground. The cap seller happily collected his caps, tied his bundle, and went away. Moral: there is always a way out of every difficulty. The monkey's justice. One day, two cats found a piece of bread. One of them jumped and picked it up. The other cat tried to snatch it from her.
Meow! It's my bread! I picked it up first. But I saw it first, so it is mine.
While they were arguing, a monkey was passing by. The cats requested him to act as a judge and settle their quarrel. The monkey agreed.
Give that piece of bread to me.
Then he made two parts of the bread. Looking at them, he shook his head.
Oh, these two parts are not equal. One is bigger than the other.
So he ate a bit of the bigger part. But again the parts were not equal. So he ate a bit from the other part. This went on till two small bits were left. Then he turned to the cats.
Oh, how can I give such a small bit to both of you?
And he ate them too. The poor cats, they were left empty-handed. Moral: when two quarrel, a third one always gains. The Two Crows. Once, two crows, Bholu and Golu, had a fight to prove their superiority.
I am more superior as I am bigger in size.
No, I'm more superior to you as I'm elder.
They decided on a challenge to fly with a bag in their beaks. The one who flies higher wins. Golu was a mean crow. He put cotton balls in his own bag and salt in Bholu's bag. The two crows then started flying. Soon Golu was flying higher than Bholu, as he was carrying a lighter weight. But Bholu could not fly higher than Golu due to the heavy weight. As the crows were flying, it started raining. The cotton balls soaked in water and became heavier. On the other hand, the salt got dissolved, making Bholu's bag very light. Now, Bholu began flying higher than Golu. Thus, Bholu won the challenge. Moral: cheaters will always be losers. The Clever Crow. Chintu was a clever crow. Once, he left home in search of food. It was a very hot summer.
Oh, I'm feeling very thirsty.
He started searching for water. He looked everywhere but did not find any. At last, he found a jug in which there was very little water. He could not reach the water. He thought for a while.
I have an excellent idea.
He started picking up stones from around the place and dropped them one by one into the pot till the water rose up. Soon the water came up. He drank the water and happily flew away. Moral: never give up. The greedy dog. Roger was a naughty little dog. He was very fond of bones. One day, while walking across a road, he found a juicy bone. He picked up the bone.
There, I have found my favorite dish.
He started walking back home. On the way, while crossing a bridge, he looked into the water and saw another dog holding a bone in his mouth. Roger was very greedy.
I want that bone too. I'll have to get it from him somehow.
He decided to bark at the other dog, frighten him, and steal the bone from him. He opened his mouth to bark at the other dog, which was actually his own reflection. The bone slipped from his mouth and fell into the stream. Moral: be happy with what you have. The clever donkey. One day, a hungry lion went to quench his thirst at the river. A donkey was also drinking water on the other side of the bank. The lion made a plan to catch the donkey for lunch.
Oh, Mr. Donkey, are there any horses on your side of the river bank? I wish to hear them sing.
The donkey did not suspect foul play.
There are no horses, Your Highness. But don't worry, I will sing for you.
He closed his eyes and started braying. The lion caught the donkey immediately, but the donkey was clever.
Your Highness, I am ready to become your lunch. But I have heard strong and powerful lions always pray to God before their lunch.
The lion was pleased as he considered himself the most powerful animal, so he closed his eyes for prayer. The donkey got a chance and ran away. The lion was fooled by the clever donkey. Moral: presence of mind is the greatest. Lion and the cows. Once there were 4 cows who were good friends. They were always together, so their enemies found it difficult to attack them. A jackal who lived on the leftovers of a lion did not get enough food.
I should do something to put an end to their unity.
Then he met each cow one by one when they were a small distance away from each other.
Do you know, dear, your 3 friends have decided to leave you. They are going to the next field where there is lots of grain.
Hearing this, each cow became very angry.
Is that so? I will go before they get there.
And they went to the next field one by one without telling each other. The lion, who was waiting for this chance, killed the cows and had a feast. The jackal too happily got plenty of food. Moral: unity is the power. The fox and the crow. A fox was feeling very hungry. He was searching for food here and there. He saw a crow with a piece of cheese in his beak. He wanted to take the cheese from the crow. So he thought of an idea and began praising the crow.
Hey crow, you look very beautiful. Can you sing a song for me? I'm sure your voice will be very sweet.
The crow became very happy. He opened his beak immediately to sing a song. But the cheese fell from his beak. The fox picked up the cheese, ate it and ran away. Moral: foolish pride always has a fall. The fox and the grapes. Jackie went to a grapes garden where he saw a bunch of grapes hanging from a vine. His mouth started watering.
Wow, the grapes must be very sweet. I want to eat them.
He jumped up to grab the grapes, but he could not reach them. He jumped again and again, but only hurt himself.
I'm sure these grapes are sour. I don't want to eat them anymore.
And he went away. Moral: Don't blame others for your failures. The Lion and the Mouse. Mickey was jumping up and down and playing around. While playing, he fell on a sleeping lion. The lion became very angry. He caught the mouse and scared him.
I'm going to eat you, O little one.
Oh, mighty lion, please forgive me this time. I will never disturb you again. I will surely help you in the future.
The lion felt pity for the tiny creature, so he left the mouse, but thought,
How can this small mouse help me?
After some days, the lion was caught in a hunter's net. Mickey saw this and he immediately cut the net with the help of his teeth and saved the lion. Moral: no one is too small or too weak to help another. The Crow Who Pretended. Once a crow saw a beautiful peacock. He wanted to be as pretty as the peacock. So he collected some peacock feathers and stuck them on his body. He looked very funny. The proud peacocks stared at him.
That foolish bird! Ha! He really thinks he looks like us.
They went away. The other crows, who had always been his friends, now ignored him. The crow realized how foolish he had been. He then went to his friends.
Oh, oh! Please, friends, please forgive me and be my friends again. I understand how stupid I was. I'm very happy to be a crow again.
Moral: we must be content with what we are. Two silly goats. Gopu and Ramu were two silly goats. Both of them were trying to cross a bridge. They met in the middle of the bridge, which was so narrow that they could not pass each other. Now, each of them wanted to be the first to cross the bridge, so they began to fight. The silly goats kept on fighting till they both fell into the river and were drowned. Moral: foolishness is always punished. The Hare and the Tortoise. One day, a hare and a tortoise wanted to run a race. All the animals gathered to watch the race. The monkey shot the gun and both started to run. The hare ran off very fast. Soon the tortoise was left far behind.
I am sure to win this race.
I'll take a little nap before the tortoise comes.
He lay down on the grass, but he overslept. The tortoise kept on walking slowly and soon passed the hare. When the hare awoke, he saw that the tortoise was already at the winning post. Moral: slow and steady wins the race. The Ugly Tree. Once upon a time, in a large forest grew many different trees. There were mango, teak, oak, shisham, neem, banyan and peepal trees. Amongst them, there was one tree that had a crooked trunk. It looked ugly compared to the other trees, and the other trees used to tease him.
You are an ugly tree, ugly tree, ugly tree. Oh no, you are such an ugly tree.
The poor tree was very sad.
Oh God, why did you make me ugly? Why am I not beautiful like the other trees?
One day, a woodcutter came to the forest. He saw the crooked and ugly tree.
This crooked tree is of no use to me. I will chop down the other straight trees.
He cut down all the trees except the crooked tree.
Thank God. My ugliness saved my life. We should never blame God for our troubles. God has a reason for everything.
Moral: never blame God. There is always a reason behind his deeds.
Pebbles Kid Stories.